Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is your host, Ashan Alam. As we are Muslim and Alhamdulillah, we start our everything with the name of Allah. And obviously, we will start this with the name of Allah. And for recite Tilawat, I will request to come on stage and do the honor. Mr. Mohsin Mustafa, please come on stage and recite Tilawat.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم
माशाअल्लाह जज़ाकल्लाह खैरा। कहते हैं ना कि जब तिलावत कुरान पाक सुनते हैं तो एक तस्कीन, एक रूह अलग होती है। और हम सब का ये ईमान है कि अल्लाह पाक ने हमें जो बख्शा है इस पर अल्लाह का शुक्र है। एक बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि वो दे तो शुक्र उसका, वो दे तो शुक्र उसका, ना दे तो मलाल नहीं। वो दे तो शुक्र उसका, ना दे तो मलाल नहीं। मेरे रब के फ़ैसले अजीम है, इस पर कोई सवाल नहीं। सो कहने का मकसद ये है कि अल्लाह पाक ने हमें जो दिया है इस पर खुश रहना चाहिए। सो वंस अगेन लेडीज़ एंड जेंटलमैन, वेलकम यू एंड गुड आफ्टरनून। सो जितने भी हमारे गेस्ट हैं मैं उनको बहुत वेलकम करूँगा हमारी रजबी टेक्सटाइल की तरफ से। ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ रजबी टेक्सटाइल, इट्स एन एब्सोल्युटली प्लेजर टू वेलकम यू एट द ग्रैंड रिवील ऑफ डेनिम ऑफ 2050, a bold forwarding thinking competition to the future of denim through innovations and sustainability and culture storytelling. At Rajby, we believe denim isn't just fabric, it's a story woven into the future, capturing spirit of every generation. Since our founding in 1972, Rajby has grown into a trusted name in the denim world, built on a legacy of quality, innovations, and responsibility. Rajby Textile proudly operates with a production of capacity of 3.2 million meters per month, assuring we meet the evolving demands of global market. We're proud to lead with a purpose, putting sustainability at the heart of everything we do, from installing CO2 recovery system, harnessing solar energy, and using biomass boilers, investing a cutting-edge fluid treatment plant (ETP). We are committed to reshaping the denim industry responsibility and sustainability. Denim of 2050 is a proud extension of this mission, a platform built to inspire the next generation to dream big, different thinking, and design the denim of tomorrow. Today, we are not just celebrating the talent, we are witnessing the future unfold. ये तो वो हो गई जो मैंने लिखा था, मुझे स्क्रिप्ट दी गई। The thing is that हम बहुत सारे इवेंट्स करते हैं और बहुत सारी डिफरेंट जगह पे इवेंट्स करते हैं और ऑब्जर्वेशन करते हैं कि यार यहाँ पे हमें क्या सीखने को मिला। मैंने यहाँ पे जब मुझे इस इवेंट की हिस्ट्री पता चली, रजबी टेक्सटाइल की इंडस्ट्री पता चली, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान की टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री ग्रोइंग कर रही है डे बाय डे, नॉट ओनली इन पाकिस्तान बल्कि ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड। जब एक बड़ी कंपनी होती है और वो चल रही होती है और इतने सालों से काम कर रही है तो उसको क्या ज़रूरत होती है कि यार वो किसी नए टैलेंट को सो मैं समझता हूँ कि दिस इज अ ग्रेट इनिशिएटिव बाय रजबी टेक्सटाइल, जिन्होंने ये सोचा हमारे फ्यूचर के लिए, हमारे यूथ के लिए, कि वो टैलेंट जिनको मौका नहीं मिलता कि वो अपना टैलेंट दिखाए, और फिर जब मौका नहीं मिलता तो वही टैलेंट पाकिस्तान से बाहर चला जाता है। लेकिन रजबी टेक्सटाइल हैज टेकन दिस इनिशिएटिव कि उन्होंने उन स्टूडेंट्स को मौका दिया जो टैलेंट रखते हैं, जिनके अंदर ये एबिलिटी है कि वो अपने मुल्क के लिए कुछ करें, अपनी इंडस्ट्री के लिए कुछ करें और अपने मुल्क को पूरी दुनिया में रिप्रेजेंट करें। और एक ऐसा कंपटीशन, एक ऐसी इनिशिएटिव इस टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में लेकर आए जिसने हमें, मुझे जो पता चला, इतना एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं थी कि इतना अच्छा रिस्पांस मिलेगा, खासतौर से IOBM से, कि 200 प्लस हमारे पास कंटेस्टेंट इस कंपटीशन के लिए आए, जिसमें से हमने 28 को शॉर्टलिस्ट किया और इसके बाद जो है 10 फाइनलिस्ट हुए हैं। और आज वो 10 फाइनलिस्ट ना सिर्फ जीतेंगे बल्कि उनकी मोटिवेशन के लिए उन्हें इतना ज़बरदस्त गिफ्ट हैम्पर दे रहे हैं कि मुझे लगता है कि अगर अब हमारा नेक्स्ट कंपटीशन जो हम अनाउंस करेंगे उसमें 200 नहीं 2000 एप्लीकेशन आएंगी। तो मैं चाहूंगा रजबी टेक्सटाइल की पूरी टीम के लिए एक बार जोरदार ताली होनी चाहिए, एवरीवन। सो मूविंग टुवर्ड द इवेंट, और मैंने जैसा कि कहा कि जो हमने सुना है कि जो बड़ा आदमी जो होता है ना, वो पैसों से बड़ा नहीं होता है, वो अपने इखलाक से बड़ा होता है। और बड़ा आदमी मेरी नज़र में वही होता है कि जिसकी महफिल में बैठ के कोई अपने आप को छोटा ना महसूस करे। और मैं सर से मिला, मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई जिस तरीके से उन्होंने मुझे वेलकम किया। तो मैं समझ गया कि यार वाकई में अल्लाह की इनको देन है, जो इनका इखलाक है, जो द वे ही टॉक विद एवरीवन। सो मैं उनको इनवाइट करूंगा, तो जोरदार तालियों में इनका इस्तकबाल होना चाहिए। आई वुड like to invite on stage the director of Rajby Textile, Mr. Bilal Salim, to say a few words about this event. Please welcome Mr. Bilal Salim, the director of Rajby Textile.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. My name is Bilal Salim and I became a part of Rajby Textiles since the past 3 years. I am currently serving as a director. Earlier this year in January, we launched the Denim of 2050 competition to foster a collaboration between the academia and the industry. Our main aim for this project was to give the young individual talented students a platform to grow, and we were here to support them. Today we stand at the culmination of this exciting journey. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the finalists who have made it this far. I would also like to warmly welcome Mr. Mohsin and Ms. Sadia Rafiq, who have joined us all the way from the UK, especially for this event. We are truly honored to have you over here. Also, a special thank you to all of the distinguished guests who came from the industry, who have taken out the special time out of their busy schedules to join us today. Your presence and support means a lot to us and the young talented who are celebrating. Thank you all for being a part of this vision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bilal sir, for your kind words and being with us on stage. So, the next one is जिनको मैं स्टेज पे बुलाना चाहूँगा। हमारी मेमन बरादरी जो है हर चीज़ में बड़ी आगे होती है, और मुझे पता चला है कि यहाँ पे वो भी आए हुए। So, I will request Mr. President of Textile Institutions of Pakistan, Mr. Zubair Bandukra Saab, to please come on stage and say a few words about this event. Please welcome Mr. Zubair Bandukra Saab.
Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. I don't have any speech written because I was just told that I'm going to say something, so I'll just come. And anyway, whatever I was going to say, Kashan has already said about the competition. He's talked about Rajby, then we have the director who's already welcomed the jury. So what do I say? First of all, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Zubair Bandukra and I'm the president of the Textile Institute of Pakistan, or TIP as it's known. As one of our participants, or has also, I believe, is in the top 10 qualifications, so that's also a proud moment for us. But a little bit about TIP and myself. This is an institute which was set up by the industry, for the industry, with the support of the government. And this goes back about 30 years. It started in 1994. And that is since when I have been associated with this institute. So I go back a long way. I've had breaks in between, and recently in December of 2023, I rejoined. The main purpose of the institute is obviously to provide human resource for the industry, and this was a very long-term thought of the industry to have this institute. And the way TIP is different maybe from other institutes is that this is one institute which offers programs all across the value chain. So we offer programs in textile science, in management and marketing, in design, both in textile and fashion, and in apparel. So all across the value chain, we offer these programs, and we are very proud, and we say very confident that you can pick up any company related to textiles and you will find a TIP graduate. We may have only graduated 2,200 graduates, but I think our impact has been very significant. In fact, even at Rajby, I've just been introduced to many, and I think Kamal, who's been the main coordinator, is also our graduate. So there was a mention about industry academia linkage, and this is one thing, you know, we've talked about it. Every platform we talk about this, but we don't, somehow it doesn't happen. So what is the reason? Now, I've also had the opportunity, fortunately, unfortunately, I have a very strong link with industry because my family has been in this business, textile business, for last nearly 70 years. So I have some understanding of what happens. And I think the main problem, and this happens world over, is this confidence between academia and industry, which we have to build. And I feel that events like this, which Rajby has taught, by the way, you know, asking somebody to develop a design for 2050 is very far-fetched. So I think that, I mean, credit to people who have thought about this, because at the moment even you can't think of next 5 years or next 2 years. So to have that vision and to be able to, and I think we have very learned and very experienced jury members who will have a very difficult task, but we'll see. So what I feel that the industry, Pakistan's textile industry has had has been growing, as it was mentioned. But the issue is that we've not moved towards the value addition as we would like to. One of the figures which Rajby had shared, that Pakistan now produces close to 1 billion meters of denim fabric a year in total. But how much of it gets converted into garments and how much is value added is a question. And for that, we need to work hard. And that the only way you do that is to have qualified workforce. And when I say qualified workforce, it's, you know, the technology is changing. So it's not about, I mean, a lot of companies always, they do complain to me because the TIP graduates come and they don't want to work on the floor. They're not ready to get their hands dirty. And frankly speaking, after 4 years of university education, students obviously want to learn, but they're not really going to go there. So I think we need to also shift that. I don't believe that, you know, we need to generally get our hands dirty to be there. So we need to think about it in a more creative way. And I think the industry is changing. I think Rajby, of course, with their very strong business and industry background, and I believe Rajby ventured into denim in 2005. So last 20 odd years, they've been in this industry, and denim has seen a lot of growth in Pakistan. And I think with the denim industry, we have now seen the kind of innovation and the change, which is obviously also driven by your buyers, because the buyers have drive it, and they are the ones who tell you that, you know, you can't have so much water, finishing has to be water free, compliance is there, and of course everything is sustainability. So I think this has now, in a way, forced our industry to think a little out of the box. It's a shame that for a country like Pakistan, with such a population of 250, large industry, and we are still only contributing probably close to 1 or 1.5% of the total textile world business. So I think to increase that, and there is now talk of Pakistan's textile export to go to 50 billion or 60 billion. Frankly speaking, we will not be able to do that by producing 5 pocket jeans at $5 or $6 a piece. You know, there are a lot of jeans we have to produce, and that's not going to happen. So unless and until we work on these kind of projects, unless until we create that innovation design, and Pakistan is full of talent. I mean, when all of us, I mean, many of us in this audience here have traveled, and you travel abroad, and I find it, I've traveled quite a bit. Anywhere you go, you find people from Pakistan. Anywhere you go, people are doing very well from Pakistan. Anywhere you go, and you think, oh, why could we not do this in Pakistan? So the enabling factors have to come in. We have to enable, and there was a mention that we need to work towards keeping this talent in Pakistan. It's a challenge. Obviously, it's a difficult challenge because everyone wants to aspire to do better, and for many reasons, it's not easy, but people see it. So I congratulate Rajby, and I thank you for inviting me. Sorry, it was more off the cuff because I was really told or asked that could I say something. So these are my thoughts, but I could say that TIP as an institute is always willing to work with industry because, as I said, this is an institute which belongs to the industry, which is set up by industry for the industry. And we will be happy to collaborate, and we'll continue with this. And all the best to the contestants. I know there are 10 finalists and probably 3 prizes, but all of you are winners. We already been told there's a hamper for everyone. So I think it doesn't really matter, of course, for the winners it will, but it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. It's about participating and showing your skills. And I'm sure our members of the jury would have more to say about what they think and how they compare your work with other countries or other markets. So all the best, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Zubair sir, for your kind words. And moving towards the next part, and the next person, I'm inviting him on stage. Please welcome Mr. Junaid Naqi Saab, President Kati, to please come on stage and say a few words about this event. Junaid Naqi Saab.
Assalamu alaikum. Honorable Salim Sultan Saab, Daniel Salim Saab, Bilal Salim Saab, Masood Munnichs Saab, Zubair Bandukla Saab. Much has been said. I'll be very brief. कोरंगी एसोसिएशन का जो काम है, एक वन लाइनर में मैं आपको बता दूं कि it facilitate to create a conducive environment for the industrialization and employment generation. ये इसकी प्राइम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कोरंगी एसोसिएशन की. मैं मुबारकबाद पेश करूँगा रजबी इंडस्ट्रीज़ को, मुबारकबाद पेश करूँगा पार्टिसिपेंट्स को. और जो बात बंदूकड़ा साहब ने कही कि डेफिनेटली रजबी इसलिए भी मुबारकबाद की मुस्तहिक है कि जो लिंकेजेस है एकेडमिया इंडस्ट्री का, उस पर इन्होंने प्रैक्टिकली जो यूके से जो मेहमान आए हैं, आई रियली वेलकम देम, लिस्ट देम. तो ये एक बहुत ज़रूरी काम है, क्योंकि जो एकेडमिया हमारे यहाँ जो सलेबस है, जो पढ़ाया जा रहा है और जो पॉपुलेशन जो है वो ग्रेजुएट कर रही है, उसको हमने देखना है कि किन एरियाज़ में वो जाके काम करेगी. तो ये एक रजबी इस बात की मुस्तहिक है कि इन्होंने कमेंडेबल एक लिंकेज जो है वो अभी आज से ही नज़र आ गया है कि जी इन्होंने एक टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री ने एकेडमिया के साथ लिंकेज किया. और जो बच्चे हैं जो अभी एकेडमिया में इस वक्त अपनी स्टडीज़ में ही हैं, उनको जो है वो इस काम में प्रमोट किया और उनको आगे लाए कि जी क्या स्पेशलिटी आगे जाके वो इस इंडस्ट्री के लिए वो कहाँ जाके वो काम अपना जो है वो तलाश करेंगे या किस इंडस्ट्री में जाके वो काम करेंगे, कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे. तो बहरहाल जो भी ये जो टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री है, इसके मुताल्लिक़ अगर बात करें तो आप सबको पता है कि इस वक्त जो टोटल एक्सपोर्ट है पाकिस्तान की, उसमें जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है टेक्सटाइल का वो तकरीबन 50% का है. तो हमें एक्चुअली करना ये है कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो इसमें एडवांसमेंट है, उसको अडॉप्ट करना है. जो एक लेबलिंग है हमारे मुल्क के ऊपर कि लेट से कि जी आप अपनी ही मिसाल ले लें कि अगर आप यूरोप में या अमेरिका में किसी स्टोर में जाएंगे और वहाँ $100 से ऊपर की अगर कोई जीन्स आपको नज़र आएगी और उस पर मेड इन पाकिस्तान लिखा हो, तो आप शायद कहेंगे कि तो मेरे मुल्क की बनी हुई है, मैं $100 में क्यों ख़रीदूँ. पर आपको नेक्स्ट शेल्फ पे अगर कोई ब्रांड नज़र आएगा और उसके ऊपर मेड इन इटली लिखा होगा, तो आप कहेंगे कि नहीं ये तो बिल्कुल सही, $500 में भी बिल्कुल, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर एक ब्रांड लगा हुआ है। तो मेरा ख्याल है कि हमको इन लाइंस के ऊपर काम करना है कि हमने इनोवेशन को, एडवांसमेंट को इस इंडस्ट्री में अडॉप्ट करना है और अपनी जो ब्रांड इमेजिंग है, जो पाकिस्तान का लेवल है, उसको प्रमोट करना है। इन अल्फाज के साथ मैं दोबारा शुक्रिया अदा करूँगा कि आपने प्रेसिडेंट काटी को माइक ऑफर किया। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you, Junaid Saab. Thank you for being with us on stage. The next personality I am inviting him on stage. It's my pleasure and it's an honor for me that I am inviting him on stage. He's the founder of Denim globally denim specialist, educator and designer with over 23 years of experience, recognized by Rajby 50 and Wear Global magazine Denim Top 100. He is known for his deep passion for sustainability and preserving the heritage of denim. Today, he will be sharing some fascinating stories and insight on denim rich and enduring history. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Mohsin Sajid.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's been an absolute pleasure to see all of the students work. It's been quite fun. And I've been teaching for nearly 20 years now, and it's always fun to come and it's always fun to like return back to Pakistan. But I think a lot of our like European and American friends seem to forget that Pakistan is very, very important for the fact that indigo and cotton was first cultivated in the Indus Valley region. There's so much importance to Pakistan when it comes to denim and like production. So it's a complete pleasure for me to be here. And also, I've been a fan of coming to Pakistan for over 20 years in my career. Don't know if you can move on to the first slide, guys. The first couple of slides. Go to the first one. Click it one if you can. There you go. Okay, a little video. It's about 5 minutes. It's going to be quite fun. Hopefully the sound is playing. And I'm going to return. Yes, see you in 5.
The American West. Famous for its cowboys, kitted out in Stetsons and denim. But I'm not in California, I'm in Crawley in Surrey, at the Deadwood Western town.
Nowadays, blue jeans may well be synonymous with rockers, bikers, hipsters, but it was places like this in the 19th century that truly gave rise to this everyday item.
To help me trace this incredible jeans journey, I'm meeting jeans historian Mohsin Sajid.
So, Mohsin, does the story of denim begin in America?
Well, actually, the story of denim or denim probably most likely starts in Europe, in Italy and France. There's lots of historical reference with weaving that comes from France and our Italian friends.
So I've heard a sort of like story saying that denim itself means denim from Nîmes, which is in France.
Correct.
That jeans is also another corruption of a European Genoa. Is this true?
Absolutely correct. So all of these tailors went over to America and they took all that knowledge with them.
For many in the mid-19th century, America was the land of opportunity, and the infamous gold rushes saw hundreds and thousands of fortune hunters make their way west.
So what have we got here?
This is a 1840s full front garment.
They don't look anything like jeans, do they?
No, they're all workwear. They were made for putting on top of another garment.
They're sort of protective covers. No fly. This is how you get access.
The fly wasn't invented yet.
These gold prospectors needed clothing that could cope with the stresses and strains of mining. And so they were closely followed by opportunistic business owners who saw their own chance to cash in.
There's one in particular called Jacob Davis, a Latvian-born Jewish immigrant tailor, and he was making garments for all the gold and silver miners. Thing is, people were filling up their pockets with tools and rock, and the fabric wasn't as strong as it is now, so of course it would tear away. Jacob Davis came up with the idea of like riveting garments for the very first time. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be wearing jeans like today.
A rivet is simply a permanent mechanical fastener. By hammering them into points of strain, like the pocket seams, the jeans became stronger. The invention was an instant hit.
But nobody's ever heard of Jacob Davis.
Absolutely right, but he had a really genius idea, and he knew it was a really great idea.
And he knew other people would want to copy it.
So Jacob Davis had the idea to patent the points of strain, the actual rivet itself, but he didn't have enough money for the actual patent. So he went to the guy that he was getting the actual fabric from.
So who is this chap?
Levi Strauss.
Levi Strauss ran a successful gold rush supply business in San Francisco. So crucially, he had the money for the patent that Davis needed for his improved jeans.
So Jacob Davis goes to his supplier and
Right.
says, let's do this together.
He was just a humble little tailor. There was a lot of money back then to patent anything, but he knew it was an ingenious idea, so they both went in it together.
And for some reason, one name has come through history and the other name hasn't.
The patent was granted on May 20th, 1873, and the Levi Strauss jeans were born. But how did the jeans go from humble workwear to the iconic clothing worn by princes and presidents, rockers and rappers? Mohsin's home is a shrine to the history of jeans, with a collection of over 3,000 pairs.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome.
This is fantastic. So when does this transition happen from workwear into what has to be called fashion wear?
It was roughly in the 30s period where you start seeing it in vogue now.
At the time, the Dude Raj craze saw city dwellers visiting the Wild West for a taste of the cowboy lifestyle. And jeans were the go-to garment. And in the post-World War II period, denim was embraced by Hollywood as a garment of rebellion.
So these important films that feature these Hollywood celebrities from Marlon Brando to James Dean to Marilyn Monroe, they influence a lot of what people should be wearing. They were considered the coolest of the cool.
This expression of counterculture was cemented by the hippie movement of the late 1960s, and jeans became a mainstream fashion favourite. Today's jeans have changed little since 1873, with Jacob Davis's rivets still a key element of the design.
Okay, so, thank you. We just let the guys flip over. Thank you very much. And also, I need to thank our friends at Rajby for bringing me here. That's the first thing I forgot to mention them right at the beginning. Sorry, but they're very, very important. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking for at least 30 minutes. I normally do presentations that are 4 hours long, even 6 hours long. So asking me to do a 30-minute one is being quite difficult. So I'm going to speak semi-fast. I've been told to speak a bit more slower, so just remind me to slow down. So yeah, this is me. I've been a denim designer for 24 years, and my first job out of university was working for Levi's Japan, and ever since then it's been denim the whole way. And my career has taken me everywhere from Pakistan, of course, Japan, Hong Kong, China, Mexico, LA, everywhere where they make jeans. I think I've nearly actually been there, so it's quite fun. And I'm one of these designers that also, I really like pattern cutting and sewing, so I really enjoy it. And every single time I had an issue with a factory, I would go ahead and probably pattern cut it and even make a sample to show them how to do it. And now I've got more than 32 different types of sewing machines in my own house, which is quite mad. Anyway, let's see if this clicker works. And it should do, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, there we go. So that's me. My poor wife was right down there. She should be all over this, because half the work I do is actually hers, but I get a lot of the credit. So I get sort of apologies, that's Sadia. But let's go. So yeah, it starts with the rivet. Now, we heard a little video sort of earlier about Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis. They actually made this actual jean right here. It's not blue, it's a dark canvas. And the very first jean was a 2x2 canvas, only had one back pocket, no belt loops, and the back pocket was because all the miners were right-handed, so all their tools were on their back pocket. And it's quite a beautiful style, very simple. And the versions that they did slightly later, we're talking only a few years later, were very tailored. So this is another version that I actually made, and also still had the one pocket as well. But the beautiful thing was it had a curved waistband as well, which is quite beautiful. So there's a lot of things we can learn, and we know so much about these garments because of the actual patents. So we know so much because our American friends, they patented everything. So whenever there was a new invention, they were patented, and it was poor old Jacob Davis that came up with the actual jean. Levi Strauss was just the guy who supplied the fabric. So quite a sad story. But the good thing is, both of these guys were like friends, and Jacob Davis did really, really well. So he was really well. But Levi Strauss paid for the patent, so everyone seems to like remember him. Anyway, enough about these two chaps. And here's the actual patent. So this is actually the record that we actually know about. We know so much about it because of this actual patent. And the only thing that they're actually talking about is the rivets. That's the only thing. It was just a tailored trouser that they put rivets in all of the points of strain. So our denim story begins here in May 20th, 1873. That's where our story begins. But we know we've been cultivating indigo and cotton for thousands of years. And the earliest versions of them that we ever found have been in like the Indus Valley region. Yes, we found indigo and cotton also in Peru in South America. Yes, which is true. But the earliest form we've ever found has actually been here, which is quite fun. There we go. So just a little bit of backstory. The very first denim wasn't glue; it was a duck canvas. We actually know this because the very first leather patch, it actually says duck and riveted, like sort of duck and like riveted clothing. So it's very, very fun to know to actually know that. But indigo, the very first indigo that Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis used was from the Indus Valley. Valley region. So it was from now like Pakistan. And the very first garments that we know about, of course, were like selvage, but they started introducing red line around 1927. So everything before 1927 was only a thick white selvage. So if any of you happen to find any old garments in like recycling centers, I was in a recycling center in Pakistan about 4 years ago, and I pulled out a 1930s Type 1 Levi's jacket worth £7,000, moments away from being like shredded. So there's so much you can still find even here in like Pakistan in like a recycling center. So still amazing stuff to be found here. There you go. So the very first jean was a duck canvas, which is really quite cool. Quite a beautiful color. Many people don't use duck anymore. Brands like Carhartt and some of these other workwear brands, they use a lot of duck. But it began with duck. So people are not. And also, I was in a meeting yesterday at Rajby, and the very first thing I asked them was, "Have you got a 2x2 duck?" So yeah, I was asking for it. There we go. Now, if you're lucky enough to find any old jeans, and you can still find them here, like this like particular one, someone found worth over $250,000. So yeah, try and look at all these recycling centers. The amount of stuff that's been destroyed is insane, but you can still find them. Nowadays, you can buy like replica garments. The ones that I've got, they're all like replica. So these are like made from the original, but they're made like one to one with like linen, linen stitching. They've copied the fit. They've copied the construction, even the leather patch placement, even down to the stitching itself. So like it's got a micro, a 3/16 twin needle. It's amazing when you start looking at really old styles, and I do it because I'm always looking for really old things, and I'm always interested by the types of machines that they actually use. So for me, I'm always buying old machines now, which is quite funny. So these garments were made for miners. They weren't fashion garments yet. So all of these garments were made for a purpose, a bit like military garments now or sportswear garments. They're made to move. These garments were made for miners. They had pockets in certain areas, a tool pocket for their hammer, and extra protection around their knees. And they were very, very thin. Everyone always thinks that denim from this era was very thick. It wasn't. It was like an 8-ounce or 9-ounce denim. A shirting weight we would use now, they were going down a mine. So they wasn't very thick. That's why whenever you do find any old garments, and I have many in my archive, this is actually a 1920s rat-eaten overall. And it's quite beautiful. But if you look at it, there's not much of it left. So all the garments that you do find from this era, they're kind of like this. Even this one costs a lot of money. But I encourage all of you afterwards to come up afterwards and feel the denim. You'll realize really quickly, oh my God, it's really thin. It's like 8 ounce. It was at 8 or 10 ounce. That's the only weight they could actually do. We started making heavier weights in like the 1980s. So everyone always thinks that we were using really thick denim. It wasn't thick at all. It was very, very thin. There we go. So here's some early sort of examples. And yes, I go to lots of auction sites and I buy lots of vintage denim. I buy it for wash inspiration. I buy it for thread color. I buy it also for like development. So if I want to try and get influence from old fabrics, I tend to buy lots of old garments. I don't copy them. I get influenced by them. But I might use a natural indigo, or I might use a tencel or hemp or a new fiber innovation. But I'm going to look very closely at the slub pattern and the wear pattern to try and imitate it. So that's what I enjoy doing now. And yes, so after the whole gold and silver rush, remember these garments were made by they were made for like prospectors. Around 1900, then many more people were making denim, and that's the gold mining and the silver mining kind of finished. So the next sets of people that started wearing denim was the cowboys and the railroad workers. These garments weren't fashion garments yet. There's still a long way to go. And then something interesting happened between the First World War and the Second World War, especially after World War II. So around like around that partition stage, American freedom started to be exported round the world. So we start seeing like celebrities starting to wear like denim, and all of the young kids, they started to imitate all of their idols and like sort of heroes, and started wearing denim too. So denim very quickly started to become a like rebellious garment. That's why you get a lot of young kids now wearing denim. But the older generation used to think that their kids were crazy, going, "Why are you wearing denim? It's only for working." But the kids were like saying, "Screw you, we're gonna wear like denim." So it's quite funny. So literally a 10-year period, a 6-year period, it happened so quickly. Denim was a workwear garment, and all of a sudden it started to become a cool garment to wear, which is quite fun. And then you get the whole summer of love periods. Around the 60s, it kind of exploded to a point where it was really old denim made on shuttle looms, using really amazing dyes as well, and also using really like organic cotton that wasn't like sort of modified yet. But then you're starting to get a lot of self-expression, kind of like the period that we're in now, where it's a lot of embroideries and making your own mark, and the idea of being like sort of rebellious is a thing that happened really a lot in this sort of period. And then we get to the designer denim period. So this is the period where in the late 70s, early 80s, denim became mainstream. We get China, some parts of India and Pakistan making denim too. And now denim is now on like the catwalk. Denim became huge. But this is also the stage where we changed from ring spun to open end. I don't know if most of the guys in this room know what that means. Nothing wrong with it. But the problem is with open end at this stage, it was very weak, a lot weaker than we have now. But yeah, quite interesting. So the designer denim period, and now we're in the denim renaissance. So this is the kind of period that I started. So around the early 2000s is when I came. So now we're getting a lot of younger designers. I'm not so young anymore, who have learnt about the past, and now we're engineering fabrics. We're going right down to the fiber stage. We're making really modern garments and ergonomic garments. So it's quite a fun stage to be in, but looking a lot in the past. So yeah. So this is a fun little slide. I'm sure most of you will know what this is. I teach students who don't know this, okay, where they're not engineering guys. But the difference between ring spun and open end, you can clearly see it. Ring spun, the fibers go up the fiber. Open end, they go round it. To the untrained eye, it looks identical, but it's not. Also, the reason why we started using more open ends because it was cheaper. We used less machines to get to the end result. So a new mill in Pakistan or China or Portugal was making fiber. They'll go, it's cheaper to just do open end. But saying that, there's lots of ring spun too. So Pakistan's quite good because there's a bit of both. If you go to any factory, they'll tell you they have both systems. So it's quite good. There we go. I do lots of research about cotton development. I call it cotton concepts. this is very interesting. So this is a jean from 1890. Yes, we can pattern cut it. We can copy it in some respect, but we can't, because the cotton has been like genetically modified so much, you can't go back to the older strain. Now, I'm not saying what we're doing is bad, because we're developing cottons that you can grow in many climates, less water. It's a good thing. But the older strains, it's very difficult to get back to this quality of denim. You can engineer it. There's programs that you can create slub. You can properly engineer it. But it's very difficult to go back to the older strain. So yeah, it's quite fun. Come on, clicker. Let's go. There we go. This is a fun little video. I realized quite, very early on in my career that cotton isn't white. It comes in many different shades. And actually the earliest shade that we know about, the earliest one we do know about, they use the colored cotton to do it. And the thing is, brown cotton or green cotton, whatever, you get lots of different colors of cotton. This type of cotton was considered the lower class of cotton. So we actually reserved this kind of cotton for like slaves and really that kind of thing. So when Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis first made their jean, they used some brown cotton in it as well to keep the cost low. So it's very interesting. But now brown cotton is considered the most premium of the cotton. So it's quite remarkable how things have changed. But yeah, cotton comes in many different sort of colors. But I've been doing lots of projects. This is a video that my wife actually Sadia did. But we went to a cotton gin in like Turkey. But I know there's some mills here in Pakistan doing brown cotton too, which is quite fun. There we go. Now recycling is interesting because I've come to a conclusion after 23 years of working that I don't want to make jeans that are not circular anymore. Now, what does that mean? I found out after going to a like recycling sort of center where they shred garments, only like probably about 40 or 50% of the jean can actually be used in the recycling center. So in Europe, if there's a customer that goes to H&M and they throw their jeans in a bin, they think they're doing a wonderful job because they think the whole thing is going to be recycled. That's not really true. Only about 1% of it actually really does get recycled, only 1%. And of that 1%, maybe only 50 to 60% of it might get used. So think about how much waste we're still creating. So now I've come to a conclusion that I only want to make garments that you can fully take apart, no interlining, removable buttons, circle bar tacks, and doing it in a way where the entire thing can be thrown in a recycling machine. And we don't have to worry about taking off the waistband or worrying about the thread, because all the threads we use are also made out of polyester. Okay, I use cotton thread, amazing, but I'm sure most mills don't. So it's one of these things. We want to make sure that the garments are strong, so that's why we use a poly cotton thread for the strength. But now there's been new advancements in cotton thread as well, and lyocell thread, and hemp thread, and recycled thread. So it's quite amazing. Anyway, recycling. This is actually where I found one of the oldest trucker jackets in this recycling center, which is quite amazing. And then indigo, the amount of water that we use to just dye fiber is insane. This is a little animation that we did to explain it, because most students don't really understand how big these dye baths are, but they're humongous. Yes, you can keep on topping them up, but we need solutions that we don't do this, to be honest. I know most of our friends here that's how we make money and how we make business, but there are much more clever solutions to that dye, from dope dyeing to other types of dyeing, to using bacteria-based dyeing, to using ways that we don't use dye baths at all. But denim is denim because it fades, and it only fades, you can see down here, is because of the ring dyeing process of how we make it. Otherwise, it would just become a chino. So that's why we have all these amazing effects, is because of the ring dyeing, this effect here that we're doing from the rope dyeing. So it's a bit of a game that we're playing, but it's something that we all have to look at very, 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 very carefully. Weaving as well. Obviously, there's so much advancements in weaving that I'm a big fan of jacquard weaving. I'm a big fan of doing zero waste pattern cutting. This is like making garments that fit on the fabric exactly, like no waste at all. And I'll show you some patterns soon. But obviously, most denim that we use is a 3x1 right hand twill, and that's awesome. But the earliest denims that we know about, they were like 2x1s, and they were much more lighter and quite fun as well, quite sort of lightweight. I'm a big fan of going back to the lighter weights. I think it's quite fun. Here we go. So our story is right here, 3x1 right hand twirl. And just so we're all on the same page, I teach students who don't know, but a warp and a weft, and normally the warp part is the actual indigo, and that's our 3x1 construction right there, in case anyone doesn't know. Here you go. All good. And then and then if you go to any denim show, like Kingpin show, like our friends at Rajby, they show at many shows, it's quite shocking how many different fabrics there are. You go to any mill, they might have maybe 50 to 100 different developments just that one season, but most of the fabrics that you'll see are probably a 3x1 right-hand twirl. But every now and again, you do get some interesting developments that are coming through, which are very exciting. That's only like the 1% of what's really happening. So it's very daunting for any young designer when they're looking at fabrics. There's so much going on. It's very scary as well. So you have to have like a tunnel vision and make sure you get your price point and get the fabric that you need. But I get quite excited about newer developments that are happening, especially when it comes to jacquard. Quite fun. Indigo. So I mentioned this earlier. The earliest form of indigo that we found has actually been in like Pakistan, which is quite fun. And we know this. And the very first indigo that our friends at Levi Strauss used was also from the Indus Valley, that region. This can't be really ignored. And the great thing about indigo, that natural sort of indigo, you can grow it practically in any environment. And there's about 200 to 300 different plants that can make indigo as well. So this is actually indigo from my garden that I actually grew for fun. So you can actually grow it, even in like England, which is quite fun. But many people don't realize there is a kind of a European story here as well, which everyone forgets. Everyone thinks denim is American. It isn't. It isn't at all. The garments that were being made by Jewish immigrants that went over to America, all of the tailors. So all of that knowledge came from like Europe. Why indigo? Indigo was used because they realized in the 17th century, the farmers realized if you have a blue garment and you're in a field and you're working, you can still look presentable in a blue garment. Any other garment, you look dirty. So they figured out quite early on that indigo was a fantastic color because it was a working color. So our European friends, they figured out even from the 12th and like sort of the 15th century, in around Italy, they found really early examples of woad. So in Europe, they grew woad. In Asia, Pakistan, they grew indigo. But woad, you can't get deeper colors. It's a really beautiful light blue color. So the earliest examples we found have been in the 12th and like 15th century, and they were importing indigo all the way from Pakistan then, or like the Indus Valley like sort of region. They didn't even know where it came from. It just came in rocks. They didn't understand where it came from. So our like European friends, which is quite fun. But now there's so much advancements with dope dyeing, and also like sort of a tencel with the model indigo. Plus, there's about 6-7 companies doing like sort of a bacteria-based indigo now. We don't even need to use the petrochemical anymore. And the main ingredient for indigo, if you didn't know, was benzene. Benzene is rat poison. So we use rat poison on every single indigo garment that we make, which is insane. And our skin is the biggest organ that absorbs all of this poison. So we have to come up with solutions that use less water, maybe from a bacterial or bio base. And we should really be looking into that more. Really, really more. There we go. So here's one of the earliest jeans Levi's have in their archive. I'm very lucky I've been in their archive. I've been allowed to photograph. This is called their like Nevada jean. If you look very closely, it's only got one back pocket. It's got a tool pocket for the hammer. No belt loops yet. The coin pocket's much higher on the waistband, and it's absolutely beautiful. That was done with natural indigo. They stopped using natural indigo around 1897. So this is from 1880. So we know this is using like sort of a natural indigo. These early examples are awesome. And if you manage to see one or come across one, take thousands of pictures, feel it, try and understand it. Most people, they wear white gloves. I take my white gloves off and I'm feeling it. So I'm trying to understand it. There we go. And there's some work that I do, because I'm like a denim historian and I do lots of historical work now. So one of my friends found this pocket down a mine. Quite beautiful. It's not Levi's, but we figured out quite soon it's from a company, it's called the Kraus front jumper. So that was the patent drawing. So from the patent drawing, That pocket scrap, I made that. So I'm doing lots of historical work now based on scraps, which is quite a fun thing to do. And I do it a lot with my students as well. But we figured out so much because this pocket scrap, I knew from the fabric of what it was. I knew what stitching the SBI was. I knew it had the placket for the front for the opening. So just from that, I figured it out, and I knew these early styles would have been a zero waist shirt with again, zero waist. So I kind of figured it out from that point, only because I had other historical styles as well. It was quite fun. And this is me. This is the oldest known trucker jacket. It's called the triple pleated blouse from 1874 or 1880. Levi's say 1880. I say 1874. Only because I spoke to the archaeologist that found it, and he told me it was in a pit with 1874 things. And I would go with the archaeologist. So I'll go with the archaeologist. See, the archaeologist said it's from 1874. I say it's from 1874. What's beautiful about this style, Levi's knew about it, but they'd never seen it before. Because in 1904, if you know about Levi's and San Francisco history, there was a massive earthquake. All of San Francisco got like destroyed. Ooh.
There you go, getting mic'd up twice now. So all of San Francisco got like destroyed. So they knew about this style, but they'd never seen it before. And my friend Michael Allen Harris, who's a denim crazy guy who goes down mines, he found it and he sold it to like Levi's. And now Levi's make like replicas of it now as well. But it's quite beautiful. What's amazing about it is the pleats are tiny little pleats. The pockets are circles, of course, half moons. The stitching, the twin needle going down there, if you know your inches, it's like a 6mm stitch. So it's a 3/16 twin needle. Beautiful. It's just an absolutely stunning style. So I was lucky enough to see it and like photograph it for my book, which is quite fun. There you go. But the other work that we're doing is lots of historical work where I'm always looking at garments. Everyone always talks about Levi's the whole time, and I love Levi's. Nothing wrong with Levi's, but I get more excited about styles that aren't Levi's. So between 1873 and 1890, no one else could do like rivets. No one was allowed to. So other people were doing really cool things to add strength. So this back pocket, if you look at it, it's much more longer, and they've added strength because the detail of the pocket is going inside the waistband. So you don't need rivets. So now we've come to a stage in our careers where also I don't want to use rivets either, because I think rivets is unnecessary. We can use a bar tack instead. So looking at the past is quite a good thing to do, because you can learn so much about historical garments if you like research them like sort of deeply. So a lot of my friends, even me, we're doing this kind of historical work, which is cool, really cool. And it's very important, any designer or any technician, you need to understand these things were made in inches. We weren't working in like millimeters. So it's very important when you're designing in like the denim world, you say a quarter, you say a 3/16, you say a 1/8. There's no point saying 3 millimeters or 3.5 millimeters. That's not even a measurement. You got to talk inches to become a better designer. Quite important. And then I've come to the conclusion that I don't want to use rivets anymore. It's a strange thing I'm saying. None of us would be in this room because of the rivet. The rivet patent in 1873 is the reason we're all here. But now I've come to the conclusion that we don't need rivets. We can use bar tacks instead. Because if you put a rivet in a jean, it's very difficult for that jean to be like recycled. Very difficult. So if you can just eliminate that, use something else, the whole thing can be thrown in a recycling like machine. So that's my conclusion. But yeah, and then fibers, there's so much development that's happened in the last 20 years because of fibers. Tencel lyocell being a huge like success story. But I also believe in hemp. I also believe actually recycling is the way that we should be going. There's enough old garments that we don't even need to grow cotton anymore. So yeah, that's my way. And then here we go. For me, how the map looks right now, it's Tencel lyocell, organic cotton or like regenerative cotton, cottonized hemp, and like recycled fibers. They're the ones that we should really be focusing in a lot more. And of course, when it comes to dyeing, we should be using less petrochemical too. There we go. Funny little, we're nearly at the end. Now, I do lots of research about pattern cutting and old garments. And the oldest garment that we've ever found is this garment here. It was on a mummy, and that garment happened to be a zero waste garment, which is insane. They took it apart really carefully. They examined it and they realized, oh my God, it's completely zero waste. You know, if you go back 200 or 300 years, you wouldn't, you know, we waste about 20 to 30% on the cutting stage. We waste it, which is stupid, completely stupid. You know, I've now done entire collections with no waste at all because we're so used to the waste. We have a whole industry that collects the waste, remakes it back into fiber again. It's just a ridiculous thing that we've done, that we've accepted this waste. We never used to have waste like before. You know, even now I've done collections. This is a collection I did for Cone. I've done over about 6 different zero waste like collections where I've got fabrics that are narrow and wide, and I fit entire collections inside them with no waste. So there's, you know, this is me. The yellow part is actually the waste, but I've also done versions with like no yellow. So it is actually possible. And I made a Type 2 trucker jacket based off like a Levi's one. And when I went to the Levi's archive, I gave it to them for their archive. They were very, very excited. I said, this is based off one of your styles. This is a gift like for you. So if any of you visit the Levi's archive, go with a gift. It's very important. Okay. And then other things that I've been doing is lots of collections using jacquard like weaving. So this is where you have multiple layers at the same time. So this is actually a pocket, and if you cut the pocket bag is already inside it. A bit like my jacket here has a pocket. You can now weave garments that you have multiple layers at the same time. So actually the future is looking extremely exciting, and it's still indigo and it's still ring spun, so it will still fade as well. And then polyester, the evilest thing in the world that we've invented. Archaeologists can date when they're digging in the ground. They can actually date the ground by when there is polyester, which is madness. Like I made this fun little label for a joke. It's like warning: this garment contains 100% polyester fiber, which is a derivative of crude oil, sheds microplastic when machine washed, harmful is swallowed. That should be on every single Sweaty Betty, Nike, Puma polyester garment ever made. It should be. It won't be, but it should be. You know, every single time we wash, I have lots of brothers and like sisters. One of my sisters, every single day she wears her jeans, she actually washes it that same day. So that means a tiny bit of polyester goes into the water, goes into the food. There's so much polyester in us right now. There's a credit card amount in all of us right now from just the air that we're breathing. It's madness. They found polyester in breast milk, in blood, in newborn babies. It's the only cancer that we're not talking about is this. So it's in our mandate that we have to try and wean ourselves off this. Now we need polyester for firefighters' garments, for army. We need it for strength. We need it. But do we need it on a 30-euro garment? No. So we need to try and push ourselves away from like using it. It's very important. And that's it for me. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me just talk about some of the things that I brought. I brought some things and I didn't get a chance to talk about them. So this is quite fun. This is the very first, I think there's one more slide here. Yeah, so there's one more. This is the very first laser garment that Levi's ever made. It's from 2002, which is quite fun. Many people don't ever know this, but I'm one of the first designers to use like laser. So I did it for like Levi's Japan. And this is when like laser wasn't very good. You could only get like maybe 10 shades. And I remember when this garment was made, all the pockets like fell off because we hadn't made the right kind of thread yet. It was too strong. So very first laser garment. This is like a museum piece. It's quite fun to see. Let's put that down here. What else is nice? You've seen the rat eating garment. It's all good, all good. Oh, this is quite fun. This is another one of those styles. When Levi's had the patent in 1872, 1873, no one else could do rivets. So these guys, they did things called dart stitching, multiple lines for strength. Quite funny. It had one back pocket as well. And it also had that curved pocket that goes into the waistband as well for extra strength for the coin pocket. You can learn so much and get so much inspiration from old styles. You know, you should only be looking at old styles, I'll be honest with you. And then one more garment, which is quite fun. One of my friends had a patent drawing and I asked him to replicate it. So this is quite fun, very like cowboy. So the front pocket is joined on through the back, through the cinch buckle. Quite mad, quite beautiful. Also, they used a duck canvas on the inside pocket bag too. So they've rolled it. Anyway, you had enough of me. Hope you enjoyed it. I very much look forward to the students that are going to win. I know my favorites. Let's see what happens. Let's see who wins. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohsin Saab, for your kind informations and be the part of this wonderful event. And you are a truly inspiration for all of these students, and including me. Once again, a big round of applause for Mr. Mohsin. Because Mohsin is like the jury member of this competition, and इसके अलावा भी we have two jury members for this competitions जिन्होंने यहाँ पे मौजूद ना रहते हुए भी इस कंपटीशन को सपोर्ट किया अपनी टैलेंट से, अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन से, अपनी इंकरेजमेंट से, अपनी गाइडेंस से. और वी हैव अ टू स्पेशल मैसेज फ्रॉम दीज jury member. The one is Adriano Goldschmied and the other one is Wouter Munnichs. Adriano Goldschmied, the pioneer Italian designer behind brands like Diesel and Replay and AG Jeans, often called the godfather of Denim. So please, can we have the video of Adriano?
Hello everybody, and thank you so much to be part of this amazing event organized from Rajby. I am Adriano Goldschmied. I'm working in design and fabric development since many years, more than 50 years. I was involved and I'm still involved mostly in innovation in the design and textile. I have to say that this event is a great idea, and I have to give credit to Rajby to have this idea to think about the denim in the year 2050. We normally work thinking about the next season, maximum 1 year, and so most of the time we are looking more to the past than the future. We know that denim has a great history, that for sure is a great inspiration, but I think is a very good exercise to think about the future. This idea of making a contest for the denim of the 2050 is giving a plus, because basically we can give complete freedom to the creativity and the ideas. Fantastic idea is to involve the students. Students are the future of our business, and of course their idea gonna be the future and the present of our business. Reading the proposal of the students, I was very surprised in a good way, because I found an amazing ideas and a lot of creativity and things that honestly we normally don't think about. I see that most of the students are thinking not so much about the construction of the denim or what the traditional things of the denim are, about the weaving, the method of dyeing, and of course designing a jean. But they connecting the denim to the innovation and the technology, thinking really about the future. Just to give some ideas, They talk a lot about biodegradability of the denim. They talk about a denim that is creating energy. They talking about climate control in terms that denim is adapted about the temperature and weather condition of outside. They talking about connectivity and health and medical control. A lot of things that they look very, very futuristic, but we know that technology is running very, very fast and faster than ever. And what looks like a dream today is going to be the reality of the future. So thank you so much, Rajby, to have this idea to make the contest with the students, open the door to the denim of the future. Now, guys of Rajby, you have a big responsibility because we got so many ideas from the students, and it's coming your job now to make it happen. And for sure, it's going to be a very heavy job because there are so many ideas, so many things to develop. And so, honestly, good luck and be good in taking advantage of all what the students are bringing to you.
See, we have another jury members, and the other one is Wouter Munnichs, founder of Long John and leading online denim magazine with over 30 years in the denim industry, and named Denim Influencer 2020 by Revit 50. Wouter passion for storytelling and innovations continue to inspire a globally community of denim. So can we have the second video of Wouter Munnichs?
Hi everyone, this is Wouter here from Long John, and I'm super excited and super overwhelmed about all the positive feedback and people that joined the contest Denim 2050 held by Rajby. It's crazy to see all these innovative concepts, smart ideas as it comes to denim. It's not that easy, I can tell myself, because there is already so much done in the industry, but I'm really looking to a really bright and great future of denim by seeing all these smart solutions and smart ideas as it comes to denim. So thanks a lot all for joining. Thanks a lot for all sharing these crazy innovative ideas. It was not very easy to judge because of all these smart innovations. I just checked all the participants and I made a selection as it comes to the concepts itself, but also the presentation, because in my opinion the presentation of a concept is also quite important. In the end you also have to sell and to have to market, of course, a certain idea. Yeah, excited. Thanks a lot. Thanks again. I hope you all had a great time by joining this concept Denim 2050, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. Stay blue, and hope to see you soon. Cheers. Bye bye.
Where is the contestant? कहाँ है ज़रा contestant, ज़रा हाथ उठा के तो बताए. Where are the finalists? सारे एक साथ बैठ गए, एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़ के. कोई कोलैबोरेशन हुई है कि जो थर्ड सेकंड फर्स्ट होगा वो कुछ मिल के ना उनको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर ले, कुछ ऐसी हुई है बात किसी में? So can anybody guess who is going to be the winner, third, second, first? कोई है आप में? कहाँ है स्टूडेंट का है? कोई गेस कर सकता है? है कोई गेस? भाई बताओ यार, हो सकता है मैं कुछ चेंज कर दूं, अगर कुछ मुझे भी हिस्सा मिल जाए तो. है कोई पोजीशन है ऐसी? अच्छा, आपको ये तो पता है ना कि फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड के प्राइस कितना है? पता है, ये सबको पता है. देखिए अभी जुनेद नकी साहब ने एक बात कही थी कि जब कोई इंटरनेशनली शॉपिंग कर रहा होता है और अगर कोई एक काउंटर होता है, जीन्स मौजूद होती है या कोई भी स्टफ़ मौजूद होता है, अगर जीन्स की बात कर रहे हैं बिकॉज वी आर डूइंग दिस इवेंट, सो अगर हम एक इटली का ब्रांड देखते और एक पाकिस्तानी ब्रांड देखते और हमें नज़र आता है कि वो $100 का, लेकिन शायद ये तो पाकिस्तानी की एक हमारी नेचर में है कि हम दुबई भी जाते तो पहले दरम में कैलकुलेट करते यार पाकिस्तानी कितने हुई है, तो ये तो हमारी एक नेचर है। लेकिन फ़ख्र ज़रूर होता है हमें कि यार जब इटली ब्रांड के बराबर में एक पाकिस्तानी ब्रांड मौजूद होता है तो ये एक फ़ख्र ज़रूर होता है तमाम पाकिस्तानियों के लिए। एंड दिस क्रेडिट गोज़ टू रजबी टेक्सटाइल। ही हैज़ बीन since working in this field for last 40 plus years or representing, thank you sir for representing Pakistan and all over the world। क्योंकि देखिए हमने तो बचपन से आज तक यही सारे ब्रांड सुने हैं, लेकिन जब पाकिस्तानी ब्रांड ग्रो कर रहा होता है और सबसे बड़ा इनिशिएटिव कि अपनी यूथ को लेके, उन लोगों को लेके जो टैलेंट रखता है, और ऑब्वियसली हमारे यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा ये चीज़ है कि टैलेंट की कदर नहीं होती, लेकिन आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड। हम बहुत सारे इवेंट्स करते हैं और अगर हमारी मीडिया फील्ड में ही देख ले, जो हिट होता है उसी को ही चला रहे होते हैं, जो चल रहा होता है उसी को चला रहे होते हैं। वो कहते हैं ना कि सूरज को, चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम करने वाले। लेकिन ये मैंने पहली टेक्सटाइल या इस तरह की बड़ी इंडस्ट्री देखी है जो कि नीचे से लेके उनका मोटिव, उनका विजन ये है कि ये लोग पाकिस्तान को हमारे बाद रिप्रेजेंट करें। तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए फॉर द ऑल टीम मेंबर ऑफ रजबी टेक्सटाइल। और देखिए कोई भी इवेंट को सजाने के लिए बड़ा टाइम लगता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं, बहुत सारे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं कि हर चीज़ को मैनेज करके चलना। और मैं 2 दिन से इनके ग्रुप में था तो मेरा तो इतना काम नहीं होता था, लेकिन हर 2 सेकंड में इनकी जो पैशनेबल मैसेज आते थे, ये भी सही होना चाहिए, वो भी सही होना चाहिए, यार एसएमडी ऐसी होनी चाहिए। तो मैं चाहूँगा यार रजबी की पूरी टीम के लिए भी एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए फॉर अरेंजिंग दिस वंडरफुल इवेंट। सो गाइज मूविंग टूवर्ड्स द मेन पार्ट, क्या ख्याल है देखे, लेकिन अब तक कोई बता नहीं रहा। लगता है सर इनको या तो पता चल गया है कि कौन विनर है। सो कोई बताए यार कौन, मुझे थोड़ी मुखबरी तो करें यार कौन विनर है। मैं अगर आपके पास आ जाऊं कंटेस्टेंट के पास, हेलो जरा ये माइक मेरा जरा ऑन करें। हाँ भाई, ये नाखून खा रहा है लड़का, ये मुझे टेंशन में लग रहे हैं यार, ये है कुछ है इनका। हेलो, अच्छा सो मैं थोड़ा सा अगर आप लोगों की इजाज़त हो तो फिर हमें कुछ गेस्ट मिले कि यार कौन जीत रहा है। कहाँ है भाई सारे फाइनलिस्ट हमारे, ज़रा ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाए इन फाइनलिस्ट के यार। 200 फाइनलिस्ट में ये हमारे जो 10 कंटेस्टेंट हैं जो शॉर्ट लिस्ट हुए हैं, पहले 28 हुए थे। सो सर सबसे पहले मैं आपसे ही बात कर लूँगा। पहले ज़रा मुझे बताएं हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस टू बी द पार्ट ऑफ दिस इवेंट, ज़रा अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करें।
Well, it was great.
सर प्लीज़ अगर आपको इतने खूबसूरत लड़के को सब देख भी लें ज़रा, कैसे, व्हाट्स योर गुड नेम?
Bilal.
Bilal, how was your experience?
I had the chance and opportunity to change my problem into fashion style. So, yeah, that's it.
So, you have a good experience. So, you are also the contestant, okay? So, कौन win कर रहा है कुछ ज़रा ये? अच्छा ये मुझे शुरू से ये वो होशियार बच्चे जो नहीं होते स्टूडेंट में सबसे अलग बैठे हुए होते हैं। सर आप, अच्छा थैंक यू सो मच बोला। ज़रा सर आप खड़े हो, व्हाट्स योर गुड नेम?
समी।
समी, क्या लग रहा है कौन जीतने वाला है? ज़रा कैमरे में देखो सर ही।
इंशाल्लाह मैं।
अच्छा मुझे लगा अपने दोस्त कहेगा इंशाल्लाह मेरा दोस्त, तो इंशाल्लाह मैं। अच्छा तो आपको पता है अगर आप 3rd आते हैं सो कितना प्राइस है? ज़रा सा मुझे बताया, मुझे कुछ पता नहीं है।
80K।
80K कुछ भी नहीं है 80 अभी 80K यार। अच्छा और सेकंड के लिए कितना, सेकंड रनर अप के लिए कितनी प्राइस है?
1.5 lakhs।
ओह यार 1.5 लाख रुपए यार, तालियां होनी चाहिए। देखिए ये इट्स नॉट अ स्मॉल अमाउंट यार। और फर्स्ट के लिए कितना है?
2.5 लाख।
2.5 लाख यार, लगता है आप लोगों को नहीं चाहिए। सर अगर कुछ अरेंजमेंट हो सकती है आप मेरे बजट में इसको डाल दें। हाँ भाई, तो कौन लग रहा है कौन है विनर? देखिए अगर जिसने सही गैस कर लिया तो मेरी तरफ से उसके लिए गिफ्ट है। सर आप पीछे से गैस करेंगे, जरा आगे हैं फिर। हाँ भाई आप सर, आप भी कंटेस्टेंट है। अच्छा और कोई अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहेगा? मैम आपके कैसे एक्सपीरियंस है? यू आर ऑल्सो द कंटेस्टेंट। जी सर प्लीज़ अपना नाम बताएं और अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताएं कि इस तरह के इवेंट्स होने चाहिए और कितना आपको मोटिवेशन मिली, डेडिकेशन मिली फॉर योर वर्क।
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Kisa Zahra and So it's very good to be part of this event because ऐसे events में जाके first of all we gain a lot of experience, and not only experience but also a lot of exposure as we get to meet a lot of new people. So yes, again it was a great experience to be here and to be the part of this Rajby and to be the contestant of this program. Yes.
थैंक यू जी आप आ गए, आप बहुत जल्दी में लग रहे हो, आ जाए आप जरा मेरे साथ स्टेज पे आ जाए। ये मुझे कुछ लग रहा है, ये जिस स्पीड से आए सर। अच्छा, इसके बाद बिकॉज वी आर अबाउट टू अनाउंस, जी क्या कहना चाहेंगे, व्हाट्स योर एक्सपीरियंस और कौन जीत रहा है, जरा कुछ हमें बताएं जरा।
सर बेसिकली आपने पूछा कौन जीतेगा। आई एम गोना वाउच फॉर माय फ्रेंड मोहम्मद हसन यहाँ बैठे हैं, आई नो ही इज विल विन बिकॉज वो हर चीज़ बहुत अच्छी करते हैं। उनकी ब्राउनीज आप ट्राई करें।
कहाँ है, लेकर आए हो? तो क्या आप ट्राई करने के लिए मैं इनके साथ जाऊँ, क्या कैसे ट्राई करूँ?
उनको प्राइस दें फिर इंशाल्लाह पीआर पैकेज।
यार ये मेहमान हो आप, बिजनेस माइंड लोग होते। देखे, हम यकीन जाने सबसे शरीफ कौम है, हम लोग किसी से लड़ते भी नहीं है। हमारे घर पे चोर भी आ जाता है ना, पूछता है सोना किधर है, वो कहता है भाई पूरा घर पड़ा है, कहीं भी सो जा। तो ये मेमनों के लिए एक बार तालियां होनी चाहिए यार। ही इज अ प्राउड ऑफ पाकिस्तान। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग विद अस। ही इज अ प्राउड ऑफ पाकिस्तान। वो कहते हैं ना कि मेमने के लिए एक बड़ा खूबसूरत शेर है कि हर लहजा है मेमन की नई आन नई शान, किरदार में गुफ्तार में बिजनेस की है पहचान। औरों का कहना है कि बड़ा तेज है मेमन, हुरों का भी कहना है कि कम आमेज है मेमन। ताकतवर मुकाबिल हो तो फौलाद है मेमन, यूं समझो पाकिस्तान की जान है मेमन, शान है मेमन, आन है मेमन। है भाई, है ना सर? एंड आई एम ऑल्सो प्राउड टू बी अ मेमन। सो कोई मेमन बैठा है लग रहा है। अच्छा आप करो वाले वाह। अच्छा, मेमन जब हमारा जो है कनेक्शन मिल जाता है ना तो हमें बड़ा अच्छा लगता है। सो मूविंग टूवर्ड्स द मेन पार्ट ऑफ द इवेंट, क्योंकि हम इस तरह की, क्योंकि इससे पहले हमारा बहुत कॉर्पोरेट लेवल चल रहा था, कुछ माशाल्लाह हमारे फॉरेनर बैठे हैं और थोड़ी बहुत मुझे भी उनकी समझ नहीं है, तो मैंने कहा मैं भी बदला लूँ, हमें उन्हें भी हमारी कुछ समझना है, तो कुछ थोड़ी ऐसी बातें करें। सो सबसे पहले तो हमारे जितने भी चीफ गेस्ट हैं उनके लिए भी एक बार जोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए। ये सारे वो लोग हैं, वो गोल्डन लोग हैं जो कि अपने कीमती वक्त में इस इवेंट के लिए आपके लिए टाइम निकाल कर आए। और सादिया रफ़ीक साहिबा भी आई हैं। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग फॉर द वंडरफुल ओकेजन। थैंक यू सादिया मैम के लिए भी एक बार तालियां हो जाए, ऑल द वे फ्रॉम यूके फॉर कमिंग। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। चले जी, गेस करते हैं कि हमारे इस इवेंट की जो कंपटीशन हमने सजाया, रजबी टेक्सटाइल ने एक इनिशिएटिव लिया 200 स्टूडेंट के साथ, और 200 स्टूडेंट में से 28 शॉर्टलिस्ट हुए, और शॉर्टलिस्ट होने के बाद 10 फाइनलिस्ट, और 10 में से कोई 3 होंगे विनर जो कि आज यहां से इस प्राइज को लेके जाएंगे। सो देखते हैं सबसे पहले हमारे थर्ड रनर अप कौन से है। ये वीडियो आपको बता देगी कि थर्ड रनर अप हमारा कौन है। कौन है, कौन है? हाँ हाँ, फिजा खुश हो गई, मैं हूं। कौन है? सिद्रा इकबाल। And to present this award, I would like to call upon on stage once again Mr. Mohsin Sajid to please come on stage and do the honor. Please. Big round of applause for Sadia Iqbal and Mohsin Sajid. Sadia, मुझे लग रहा था कि आप जो है,
do you want to hold it? There you go. Question is, what are you going to do with this? Are you gonna take it home and have it on your wall?
I'm gonna frame it. I'm gonna frame it.
Wow. Please do. It looks awesome. Yeah, great stuff. So well done.
नहीं सादिया, ये तो आप फ्रेम करेंगी, 80,000 का क्या करेंगी, जरा ये हमें बताएं ना आप। What जी?
So probably gonna buy something from my parents.
Very जबरदस्त। And she's a student of IBA,
सो एक बार उनके लिए भी ताली होनी चाहिए. Representing IBS, one of the leading institute of Pakistan that we have in our industry. Thank you, Sadia, and congratulations. Thank you, Mohsin sir, for being with us on stage once again. G. So 80,000 तो चले गए भाई. ये 1.5 लाख 150 कौन लेके जा रहा है? ब्राउनीज. ये है मेरी पर्सनली ख्वाहिश है कि ये लेके जाए. मेरी पर्सनली है. आपको क्या लगता है सेकंड कौन होगा? थोड़ा सा नाम लेके बताया ना यार, अब तो ये लास्ट मोमेंट है, बताया ना जरा कौन होगा. हाँ भाई. अच्छा वो अपने ग्लासेस ठीक कर रही है, बता रही है शायद मैं. चले जी, लेट्स सी हु इज द सेकंड रनर अप ऑफ दिस कंपटीशन बाय रजबी टेक्सटाइल. चले जी, कैन वी हैव द वीडियो प्लीज? हाँ सुजुकी नहीं. अच्छा Sumaya Nafiz. Sumaya, congratulations. And to present this award, I would like to call upon our honorable CEO of Rajby Textile, Mr. Danial Salim, to please come on stage and do the honor. Please give him a big round of applause, Mr. Danial Salim, CEO of Rajby Textile. Ji. Wow. Ji, Sumaya. Sir, ma'am, would you like to share something about your experience and where are you from?
I am from.
The mic le le.
Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sumaya Siddiqui, and I am from AIFT. And I am going to start my clothing brand. तो ये एक प्लस पॉइंट हो गया मेरे लिए.
इन्वेस्टमेंट मिल गई, शुरू की. चलो यार, जबरदस्त हो गया यार.
Thank
ये
you,
तो
everyone.
यानी कि आपके क्लोथिंग ब्रांड में रजबी टेक्सटाइल हमेशा इन रहेगा. ये बात तो तय हो गई. तो तालियां होनी चाहिए यार. जबरदस्त. थैंक यू जी. थैंक यू सुमैया. और जी लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट फर्स्ट प्राइज. और इससे पहले जो कंटेस्टेंट थी उन्होंने कहा कि मैं अपने पेरेंट्स के लिए कुछ लूँगी. मुझे खैर ये भी बहुत एक अच्छी बात कही यार. ये भी जब कल को इनका ब्रांड चलेगा तो अपने पेरेंट्स को रिप्रेजेंट करेंगी, उनके लिए फ़ख्र बनेगी. लेकिन देखिए मैं स्टूडेंट्स, मैं ख़ुद भी इस चीज़ को फॉलो करता हूँ और आप लोग स्टूडेंट हैं मुझसे, ऑब्वियसली छोटे ही हैं. तो जो बात मैंने बड़ों से सीखी मैं समझता हूँ कि मुझे भी आगे फॉरवर्ड करनी चाहिए. कि देखिए ज़िंदगी में अगर आगे बढ़ना है ना तो माँ बाप का हाथ पकड़ लो, जिंदगी में किसी के पैर नहीं पकड़ने पड़ेंगे. ये बात मैंने भी सीखी. और देखिए सर बैठे हैं और माँ बाप दोनों का रुतबा बड़ा होता है कि, और माँ के लिए भी बड़ी अजमत वाली बात है कि हर दिल में अरमा जिंदा है, दौलत से इंसान जिंदा है. हर दिल में अरमा जिंदा है, दौलत से इंसान जिंदा है. इस शहर में दौलतमंद वही जिसकी अब तक माँ जिंदा है. सो अपनी माँ की कदर करें अगर आगे बढ़ना है. और बहुत सारी बातें होती है हमेशा हम मदर के लिए करते हैं, माँ के लिए करते हैं, लेकिन बाप वो हस्ती होती है कि जो कि एक सूरज की मानंद होती है हमारी जिंदगी में. और अगर सूरज की जब रोशनी चली जाती है तो अंधेरा छा जाता है. सो बाप के लिए भी बड़ा खूबसूरत शेर है कि जो मांगू दे दिया कर ए जिंदगी, जो मांगू दे दिया कर ए जिंदगी, कभी तो मेरे बाप जैसी बन जा. जेब खाली हो फिर भी मना नहीं करते देखा, मैंने अपने बाबा से अमीर कोई शख्स नहीं देखा. सो ये तो एक बात हुई जो हमने सीखी. अच्छी बात जब सीखे तो सिखानी चाहिए. सो मूविंग टूवर्ड्स द मेन एंड लास्ट प्राइज ऑफ दिस कंपटीशन. सो कौन होगा भाई फर्स्ट? कौन लेके जा रहा है? हाँ खान साहब यार, ये है यार, मिल जाएगा इसको. क्या लगता है भाई फर्स्ट कौन है? कौन है भाई फर्स्ट? कुछ तो बता दो कौन है. मुझे पता है मेरी जो अगर पर्सनल एक ऑब्जर्वेशन है, मेरी जो पर्सनल एक होता है ना कि जो ज़्यादा एक्साइटमेंट नहीं होता, बड़ा खामोशी से बैठा होता है. मुझे जो आपके बराबर में ये जो बैठी है ना, अगर शी इज़ अ कंटेस्टेंट, मुझे एक मेरी पर्सनल ऑब्जर्वेशन है कि ये है. बहरहाल एनीवेज लेट्स सी जो भी होगा. हमारी बहुत सारी दुआएं कि इस तरह से फ्यूचर में बहुत आप आगे जाएं. सो कैन वी हैव द नेम ऑफ फर्स्ट विनर? कौन है? रफी साहब एक नहीं सकलैन मुश्ताक कौन है? अरे आप ये देखिए, छुप के बैठा था बंदा, इसने कोई रिस्पॉन्स ही नहीं दिया मुझे। सकलैन भाई के लिए जोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए। The winner of the first prize of this competition, and to announce this present, I would like to call upon on stage Chairman of Rajby Textile, Mr. Salim Sultan. Give him a big round of applause for Mr. Salim sir. तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए जब तक ये स्टेज पे आए। Everyone, सारे स्टूडेंट्स रुकनी नहीं चाहिए, चाहे रुक जाएंगे वरना। हाँ सर, थैंक यू सर, प्लीज का। सकलैन मुश्ताक, हम तो छुपे रोज सब निकले, खामोशी से बैठे थे, या तो इसको पहले से पता था, कोई एक्साइटमेंट ही नहीं, बैठा होते। तालियां होनी चाहिए यार। बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर सकलैन। सकलैन मुश्ताक ने क्रिकेट में भी बड़े कारनामे किए हैं और अब टेक्सटाइल की इंडस्ट्री में कारनामे करेगा। ठीक है भाई। सकलैन, प्लीज शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस। आए जरा, आप कहाँ से, कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी से बिलोंग करते हैं? सर, सलीम सर, मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हमारे साथ आप एक सेकंड के लिए स्टेज पे रहे, बिकॉज वी हैव अ स्पेशल शील्ड प्रेजेंटेशन टू अ जूरी मेंबर। अगर आप एक सेकंड के लिए स्टेज पे रहे। सकलैन, हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस?
It feels amazing to have been prized the first of the competition. I'm basically the student of IOBM itself, so
ये तो अच्छा हो गया, कुछ तो घर में आया, ये अच्छा हो गया, ये प्लस हो गया है भाई। चले भाई,
तो मेरे लिए ज़्यादा फख्र की बात है। It's a very proud moment that I'm representing IOBM and I ended up with the first prize. Baki, with the prize money, I think I'll be taking something for the family and then investing rest of it.
Zabardast, yeah. Good. Thank you, Saklan, for being with us, and congratulations. Thank you. And moving towards the main, we have something special sheet for a jury member, and the jury member is none other than Mr. Mohsin Sajid. I will request we have a very special sheet for you. Please give a big round of applause for Mr. Mohsin Sajid Saab. We have a special shield presented to you. Thank you, sir. सारे विनर्स जो हैं वो उनको पता तो चल दिया होगा, लेकिन देखिए इट वॉज ए कॉम्पिटिशन, और कॉम्पिटिशन जब होता है तो उसमें ज़ाहिर कोई विन करता है, लेकिन जो नहीं जीता उसने सबसे पहले घबराना नहीं है। ठीक है, कहने का मकसद ये है कि आपने इस कंपटीशन में पार्ट लिया, आपने अपना एक्सपोजर दिखाया, व्हाट यू कैन डू फॉर यू फॉर द पाकिस्तान। अभी तो बहुत सारी आपने मंजिलें तय करनी है और बहुत आगे जाना है। दिस इज़ अ वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप जो आपने रजबी टेक्सटाइल के साथ किया। सो मैं चाहूँगा एक बार सारे कंटेस्टेंट के लिए, इनकी मोटिवेशन के लिए ज़ोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए। और मैं अपने तीनों फाइनल से जो हमारे विनर्स से, उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि एक बार स्टेज पे आ जाएं। जी, एक बार स्टेज पे आ जाए और अपना 50% मुझे दे दें। नहीं यार, ऐसे ही एक जस्ट जोक से पार्ट आप आ जाए, ताकि वी हैव हम लोग एक ग्रुप फोटो कर लें। ठीक है, ताकि हमेशा यादगार लें कि ये हमसे विन करके गए थे। कहाँ गए तीन? ये सीरियस ले लिया क्या मेरी बातों को यार? नहीं ले रहा भाई, आ जाए तीनों कंटेस्टेंट यार। हाँ, तीनों कंटेस्टेंट सर ये सीरियस ले गए मेरी बात को कि ये वाकई में यार तालियां होनी चाहिए हमारे फाइनलिस्ट के लिए। और for the group photo, I will request Miss Sadia Rafiq, so please come on stage, and Mr. Mohsin Sajid, and Bilal Salim Saab, and Kurshad, and Salim Sultan Saab, if you don't mind, please, sir. और मेरे इस इवेंट में सबसे ज़्यादा कोऑर्डिनेशन जो रही थी रिजवान साहब से तो रही थी, लेकिन लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट आई वुड लाइक टू से हर नेम, मिस कंवल से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा। कंवल के लिए एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए, जिस मोटिवेशन से और इन्होंने ये इस इवेंट को जो ऑर्गेनाइज किया है। एंड थैंक यू समद भाई फॉर हैविंग मी फॉर दिस वंडरफुल इवेंट। हमारे इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइजर मिस्टर समद के लिए भी एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां होनी चाहिए। दानियाल भाई, दानियाल भाई प्लीज आप भी आ जाए. Thank you guys for being with us. Kurshad Saab, I will request to say a few words about this event. Kurshad Saab. Hello, Mr. Kurshad. How are you? Hope you're fine, sir. Sir, would you like to say a few words about this event, about Rajby Textile?
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much for coming to this event and honoring us for this event. My name is Kürşat Çakılcıoğlu. I'm a basically textile engineer and working in Rajby Textile more than 6 years. So I was part of this organization together with the team, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this event, how it has started. This event started while we are talking, while we are having a discussion during December and January together with the team, and how we can support to Pakistan textile industry, finding the new innovative designers, innovative engineers, or innovative ideas. So then we started from there, and then we had a chance to speak with Adriano Goldschmied, who was the member of jury. Then I explained to him about this project, and he said it's a very good idea. Then I had a chance to speak with Mohsin and Sadia. They said it's a great idea. Then we had a chance to speak with Wouter. They said a great idea. So then we come to this level all together. And thank you very much for all of them that they gave us full support for this project. It was not easy to choose the best options, but because we have received more than 200 entries, and all of them was very innovative ideas. And at the end of the day, it's a competition, and we had to choose 3. So we have chosen together with the jury these 3 young engineers. Thank you very much for everyone coming to here and honoring us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prashad. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to sign off. Congratulations to all our finalists and winners. Thank you once again to the all participant guests, our all honorable guests and partners who made Denim of 2050 success. Or last but not least, it's time to sign off from your host Kashan Alam. And now I would like to invite all the guests to please proceed to the food launch and join us for some refreshment. And students are requested to stay back here for your giveaways, and then you can join us at food launch. And thank you so much. और हमारे रजबी के पेज को भी लाइक कर ले, काशान आलम के इंस्टाग्राम को भी लाइक कर ले, और लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट पाकिस्तान. Thank you so much.